Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another Summer Cup 2022 group stage cast. I think, this is the last week of the group stages, and we're gonna bring a couple of Group F games, with the second one being live. And to break them all down, I have two of the best casters in the game. It's good, everyone.
Yay.
Yes, indeed. And I mean, everyone's eyes were looking at this group since the draw show because not often do you get OP and ROF drawn into the same group. So naturally, those two people are, well, they are supposed to be in the semifinals at least, and seeing both of them in the same group is pretty spooky, to say the least. But in addition to them, we also got a third name drawn out of the bag. Lev, who is also one of the people who made semifinals in Winter Cup. So we do have a few clashes of the giants. Lev versus OP was played a few days ago, but we will replay cast it before going to the live cast of OP versus ROF, which will be our match for the first place in the group.
Yep. I have nothing to add. You did too much. Good job.
Great.
You want to go to the picks then, to the venues?
Indeed. Can you please, because while I remember a lot about the particular personal history between those players, I'm afraid I did not check the tournament, the format of the match. So what are they going to be playing today?
It's just like the regular group stage venues has been before. We're gonna start with Ballroom, followed by Veranda, High Rise, Pub, Courtyard, and Aquarium. And these are all OP specs because OpiWrites is actually running this tournament.
Well, that's going to give OP such a big advantage. Totally. Not really.
And
but,
to be fair, OP does need that big advantage because the first match between those three players has been played already, and Rov has a very good matchup against Lev, sweeping him outright in the Winter Cup semifinals 9-0. And this time around, I believe Rov won 11-1. So OP needs to win 12-0 so he can secure a first place in the group off of a draw. And if he allows Lev to get 1 point, then there will be a second match to determine who goes through in the first place, which is probably the outcome I'm rooting for, because I mean, more matches sounds pretty interesting.
but then we'd have to cast it, and that's work, Yosh. We can't do that.
Anyways, do you want to get into the game? Shall we start it? Are you both ready?
Sure indeed.
Yes.
OpiWrites is going to be spine first, as we have figured out earlier. We are starting off with Ballroom, and we will play out all 12 games, because we need to figure out the tie breaks in this group, likely. OpiWrites playing as Deft for the first game of the day. We shall begin in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Now,
you go ahead.
now OpiWrites is known to be one of the so-called fast spies, one of the few in the communities that aren't prone to timing out. So I'm interested to see how Lev will face off against OP. I don't think that the matchup is as one-sided as Lev's ROV matchup, because in Winter Cup, where they have fought for third place, OpiWrites has managed to win, but it was with a very slight margin by a score of 9-7. So Lev can definitely hold its own. I'm actually quite interested to see how OP will deal with all of this, because he needs to get quite a lot of points, and this might be the first time where he doesn't move out to the player stage, not out. This might be the first time where he's not taking first place in the group. Let's phrase it like that.
In the meantime, we had a green Porloin. It was so invisible that even casters missed it.
Well, I saw it, but I was waiting for Yosh to be done. So thanks, Wrestler.
OpiWrites, of course, known for his green rate as well, one of the more important skills in the whole rushing thing, because, well, you need to green some things to be able to do stuff quickly and without getting caught. Lev doesn't seem to have the purloin on lock because we untied it. However, there are no lowlights at the venue, so probably just preferring to play safe, play it out as a 3 out of 7.
Mention that even though they got the Perlin off very quickly, they have no more mission progress, and it's already a minute and 30 left. So that's. Are we gonna get a timeout here?
Wait, do we actually get to tell Opie to do more missions?
We get to tell Opie to do more missions. Yeah.
I did not expect that to happen in the first game of the set to boot, but I mean, to be fair, I think Lev might be expecting Opie to do missions quickly and do it a lot, so a slow game might just catch him off guard. A white timeout to, well, fix some of our time troubles. Let's see if it was noticed, because the laser was dashing around for a second here. I think Lev is a bit upset with himself this game so far. Not sure why.
And we get a white flirt for 34%, which is not going to help super much. But because we only have a minute 30 left and only a red print too, so we only have 1 and 1/3 missions with a minute and 15 left. Opie has to do missions.
Yeah,
Whoa.
we do need to put the pedal to the metal a little bit here. 78% with the second flirt being green, meaning that our last visit to the seduction target will complete the mission. I'm going to guess that we're gonna go Sentry Inspects, but I'm not quite sure what the fourth mission will be. Any ideas here?
I don't think. I think Contact is probably the next mission, especially since DA joins us. But I'm not sure Inspects this late in the game is going to be a free mission for Opie here.
Banana bread.
Well, that's our second mission. We try to split away from the conversation, and we actually try to bug as well, but unfortunately it doesn't take. A cute attempt to find the last one to get it over the line, but as we talk, we get shot because Lev presumably noticed the bug but decided to shoot for a flirt afterwards.
Yeah. Good hold from Lev in case they were not sure on that bug, but yes. Very nice game from Lev. Woo.
And well, that was Opie's one game that he can allow while still getting draw odds against Rov in a match later tonight, which having your allowance lost in the first game of the set is always annoying, but well, just gonna get it together, win the sniper game with Lev playing as Rachel, and move on to sweep the rest of the set. Let's see how Lev will manage to do it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I'm always impressed by how many names you can name, TL.
I think you mean Pearls 2, Electric Boogaloo, Wrestling. Anyway, we have a 34% flirt right off the bat. Already a lot of progress compared to last game.
I mean, to be fair, last game we started off with 1 mission completed, so arguably there's less progress, but flirt is a mission that you want to start early and that you want to keep doing throughout the game because those talks aren't gonna talk themselves. 34% is not the best start, but it does allow us to finish the mission in just 2 more talks, which helps us find more opportunities to complete other missions throughout the menu.
Yeah. RSD does bail on us, and we're immediately going to bail to statues. I thought we were going to go to flirt, which would not have taken, I don't think. So good choice on Lev to not do that.
Going to the side statues to start, so we will not complete the inspects right here and then. The first action test is white, and we're actually going for a swap, a green swap here, meaning that the next target who comes over to the statue will swap it, not us. Pretty nice start. We do have 2 inspects. We do have an attempted bug. Unfortunately, it does not take. And 85% on the
Banana
flat.
bread.
So quite a bit of progress with a fake banana bread to try and distract away from Tex apparently swapping the statues. There it goes.
Well, that does knock out Tex, but Tex did not get a low light from that.
And we're
But-
going to finish the inspects as well, further trying to distract from that statue. What is that passing from Tex?
You see, that's the spy right there. That's my guess.
That would make a lot of sense. Unfortunately for OP, it's not the spy. In fact, Lev has 3 missions done, and OP is trying to figure out target and chooses the wrong one.
I think
2-0.
OP just noticed the swap and had to shoot Tex there out of assumption.
And to be fair, it was a pretty good swap. I think it was not necessarily looked at, with a lot of commotion created by Lev to try and distract OP from the mission happening. Right? We had the banana bread to distract from the swap happening in the first place, and then we went to the other set of statues, forcing even more attention away from the bird or whatever it was.
Yeah. Very good game by Lev. And Lev's already up 2-0. So good job, Lev. Woo!
It's arguably harder to complete missions as the spy on Veranda, our next venue. With OP playing as one of the twins, let's see what this game will hold in store in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
We're immediately taking a green buck out. I can only assume this is going to get cheesed. But I'm wrong. We're going to just green microfilm.
It's kind of a cheese, right? You're doing an animation test in Time of Chaos, which is not necessarily a mission people would look for that early on.
Yeah.
Also, cheesing the flirt here on the window, 51%. The greens just keep rolling through.
Yep. Very, very fast-paced. This is a very OP spy game. That was English.
You can definitely slow down later into the games. The more progress you get early on means you just get more time to complete. Afterwards, just gonna go to that instant conversation, enjoy our time at the party, look around, maybe look for something else to do as Toby offers the list we just reject, and go to our seduction target to finish the flirt. 2 greens, a green on the animation transfer as well, and a green triangle. What's not to like?
Yeah.
Banana bread.
Are we going to get the bug here? No, we are not. We're going to get a contact instead. Fair enough.
I mean,
gonna knock out.
a bug is a mission that doesn't let us get a green on it, so naturally we choose to go for a green banana bread instead. Leaving the conversation and going to the transfer spot. People do like doing animation transfer microfilm in that particular spot quite a bit because there's a lot of commotion in front of it, and also that little door thing. And well, let's see if Lev will guard it.
Thing about it is that this bookshelf is not green, but the action test is, and I don't think we're seen.
I think it coincided with the laser moving just slightly as well, which helps hide the animation here. So that's 3 missions done, 2 more to go. We are going to our first set of statues and getting highlight as well. Is this just an ordinary statue highlight, or is there something else at play?
Well, there was a difficult print on this statue, which we missed. That might be it, but I'm gonna guess it's probably just inspect highlights.
At the very least, we got the 2 greens on the inspects, right? So that's continuing with our branding. We're going to that conversation in the back. I don't think we're gonna be able to get much out of it.
Well, we have 1:30 left. We're probably just gonna finish inspects here. And in fact, we are. Are we gonna swap? Is the question though.
We are, and that's the first not green, not red test, which we are immediately shot for. Lev on point there, rotating around, noticing the swap, and shooting immediately afterwards. Pretty nice games that potentially could have gotten away from the sniper here.
Yep.
Well, Lev starting off at 3-0. Not a score that many can boast having against Opie. And the chance at a 4-0 result. Let's see how we shall do as Red Dress on our second game of Veranda in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah. Opie is definitely not somebody who is going to be 3-0 at any point out. I don't know where I was going with that, and I've messed up enough in that sentence already. I'm gonna stop there.
You can say
Opie is not a player that many people will go up 3-0 against, is what you
There
were
we go.
probably
Thank
trying
you,
to
Yosh, for English.
We get the job done. Anyway, Lev is the fact that Lev has 3 points already means that OP will have to win against Rov if he wants to secure his first place in his group and a bye in the playoffs because of our format of the tournament. Because top 3 make it out, which will be Lev, Rov, and OP, but the first place gets the advantage of not having to play the first round of playoffs, which is a pretty enticing reward, shall we say.
I do believe whoever gets second plays Martini, and then me, and then third place plays Koopa, and then C-Rams. But I don't know first place off the top of my head. So both of those options are pretty good.
Those playoff paths seem to be pretty scary to me, but then again, all 3 of those players have made it to semifinals in the last edition of the seasonal tournament. So the pressure is on, and they are kind of expected to do great in the tournament anyway, no matter who their opponents are.
I just checked. The first place will play the winner between Yeesh and Gabriel. So no matter what, anyone who gets out is going to be playing some scuffed players. They're all great.
In the meantime, we are going for a green action test microfilm in the microfilm spot. It does not get noticed, but we had a highlight from earlier in the game, it seems like, going for a bug here on entry and talking immediately to potentially trying to cover the snapback. However, OP is on top of it and does shoot the spy.
Yeah. It's not a bad bug, and it's a great catch too.
Finally on the board, OP. We're moving on to our third venue of the set. Going to be a high rise, 3 out of 6, and you have to keep either swap or transfer as a mission that you will be completing. This is done to prevent people from choosing fingerprint and purloin, which will be probably the option chosen in like 80% of the games if you allow that freedom. Either way, OP picking up one of the twins, I think, again, and we shall see how this game will go in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
This time OP does not want to do Blink Twin though. I guess because Blink Twin failed last time. We'll see if this twin fares any better, of course.
Well, we do have a lot of potential missions to do and a lot of potential greens to get, as our missions of choice are purloin and swap, so a lot of potential for a late rush, maybe even. But let's see if Lev is gonna be on top of that.
Yeah. I think this is the setup most people have been preferring, just because both Purloin and Swap can do a lot of damage very fast with this rotating, but I'm not sure on the exact statistics of that. So, but we get a green flirt for 51% because it's OP at the green bookshelf.
It's a nice start. It's slightly late, but High-Rise is definitely a venue where you can just afford to spend your time, try and look at potentially who you are trying to frame, or maybe even who is not doing enough stuff, so try and engage into those mind games between the spy and the sniper and just take in the scenery.
I mean, High-Rise is, of course, one of the beautiful venues, so it's very nice to have some scenery. But we're just idling. Are we in bug range here?
I mean, we can be. I think a bug is not necessarily the smartest idea here, and the ambassador seems to agree as they just turn around and leave the conversation at all. Pretty unfortunate, but you know, if we're gonna fish for a bug will happen nonetheless. It's just up to Lev to see it if it happens.
RST is really into reading, I guess, because they're just walking around with books. But
The more they walk around, the more likely they are to be someone who has a lot of suspicion on them. And if they have a lot of suspicion on them, you can try and make them finish. A small talk here, a banana bread there, and suddenly Salmon just becomes a must-shoot target.
yeah. But there's also the difference between... Oh, we're green pearl lining. I do not believe there's a chain because Salmon just took. So... Yep, we are the only one in the chain. There you go.
Well, there's gonna be at least a second person, the one who's taken the least pearls is gonna be the one, and also gonna be the one shot. Sometimes it just happens like that. You do not remember the chain well enough and you shoot the one taken. Because, well, against normal people, it's better to assume that a white test was completed, but against OP, a person who can reasonably choose to green, unfortunately not quite as good of a strategy.
Truly a fade that will destroy you if you cannot remember it well. Yep.
Indeed. So, OP is starting to mount a little bit of a comeback here, picking up 2 points in a row. Let's see if Lev's spy on Hi-Res will be the one that stops the momentum and brings it back into the court of Lev domination, so to speak. Well, playing as Rocker, a yellow dress question mark in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Rocker is very much not wearing a dress, but I will call her yellow dress, because why not? Yellow dress is, of course, gonna white BB right away. I'm pretty sure they meant to try to Pearline. That's
and
gonna knock
green's
out.
a Pearline right afterwards, so, I mean, a silver lining, isn't it?
If Opie has it on point, I think that is only us and Alice in the conversation, and Alice had a drink in hand, so cannot be in this chain.
Duke is in the chain, however, and, well, Alice seemingly has been offered as well, but I think you can't Pearline with a book in hand, so...
No, you cannot. So, if Opie's really on this, then it is impossible for it to be anyone but us, but I don't think Opie's on it enough to eliminate anyone
The
quite
Pearline
yet.
goes off and
We're low lit. We're low lit. Okay.
This is huge.
Opie, please. We are the only person who is kept in for BB that is low lit too. Okay. Okay, Opie. Sure. Okay.
Well, I mean, that's the third vision on Hi-Rise, so we just need to finish Seduce and actually get the banana bread for once. So, let's see how we will fare with this. We have 2 minutes to complete those 2 missions, which are not particularly trackable, especially on a low light. So we'll see how this will go. A fake banana bread is uttered. We are, of course, talking, and both Duke and Red Dress are out of the conversation. Hold up.
And Alice takes a drink right away. They might not have been able to BB. We're brought back up. I think just because Opie's like, I don't think it's anyone who could... Okay.
I mean, in Opie's eyes, you've just seen the 2 people in chain to be brought down by the banana bread. So it has to be someone in the conversation, and Lev was talking there. We let off another banana bread, a third one. This time around, it's going to be a white. Sorry, however, was silent there. Finishing our seduce, we have to shoot in the next 5 seconds. Will OP actually do it, though? Does OP believe in the Purloin? I don't think he does.
No, okay. Okay.
That was
Well, that was a game.
One of the games of all time, you might say.
I mean, good job on OP realizing they made the mistake of bringing them up, but also, come on, OP.
Lev is pretty good at just creating confusion. I think that is the second game this set that we win as a spy just by creating confusion alone. Because the swap on Ballroom was also a pretty a lot was happening during the time of the swap. That was a very chaotic game to track as a sniper, and I think this one was as well. And I think this is enough to overwhelm OP, which does not fare too well for him in the potential match against Rov later tonight. Well, either way, gonna bring yourself together a bit and just try to close out the set, try to win it potentially. We still can do it, right?
It's 4-2 for Life, so yeah, there's definitely a possibility for a win for OP.
Yeah.
But the chances to do it are getting slimmer and slimmer with each Lev win. Now we are up to Aquarium, a venue that OP personally has expressed some amount of distaste for, but a venue that OP has practiced for 12 hours recently. So I'm actually interested to see if there's a new tech that he might have prepared on stream for that match. Let's see how Orange Sari will do. Orange dress ? In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah. Very interested to see what OP has learned in those 12 hours.
Well, there's a bug.
And they've learned to bug. Yep. I mean, it's sorry, so it's a really good bug. But is it credited is the question.
It's not behind the shark, which I think is a pretty important thing to remember on Aquarium, because the sniper naturally will be aware and probably even hyper aware of the possible sharknanigans, as we call them. So making a bug that's explicitly not behind the shark might actually be less suspicious for OP.
Absolutely. The sniper is often paying attention to what's behind the shark, and sometimes the most obvious plays are the best. And this might be one of the situations, but I think...
Well, we have a
maybe.
mission done. We have a 47% flirt. The first one was in green. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do flirt this, but with enough time and enough persistence, every mission is possible and every mission is doable. 1 minute has passed. The second action test is going to be a green as well. 86% now on the flirt as we are at the bar. Let's see what will happen to the list.
Yep. So any flirt will finish. I'm sure we're not gonna take here, but I don't know. Maybe there was... I think Wheels was next to us and they have a drink. So maybe. I don't know. This is OP playing, not me. OP's got different ideas than me. So...
Different ideas are good. Mostly because they are not yours, but we are gonna delegate. And we shall proceed further into the venue, presumably trying to finish our flirt here and potentially even send the sick back to the bar. If someone delegated has a drink in hand, they will gulp at the bar, which can potentially confuse the sniper.
Nobody tracks gulps, though, so I think it's not going to be too confusing. But
I think I've had Lev shoot me for exactly that, or rather shoot
Banana
the
bread.
delegate target for exactly that.
yeah, we get a BB off here, which I think has about 5 lowlights, and then we immediately send Irish. I think this should take... I don't know exactly when we took, but this should probably take...
Oh, and we shift right on Sari behind the fin of the shark. Lev knows and Lev does not allow this to happen. Wow.
Yeah. Good shot by Lev. Yeah.
Just
Very
a solid
solid game.
little game. Probably saw the bug or just the general activity that we had as a spy is enough to tip off Lev that some shenanigans are occurring, and a Perline is enough to finish thinking about who to shoot. Now Lev, 5-2, 1 game away from a tie and 2 games away from an actual win, which will be a bit of an upset and will be a pretty interesting result as far as the groups are concerned. He's gonna play as Alice, And let's see how this game of Aquarium will go in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Lev, I'm sure, is very excited about ecstatic is a weird word about being up 5-2 against Opi, but you need to get 2 more wins to actually secure that victory.
So, if Opi actually loses, he needs to beat Rov with a pretty unbelievable score to secure first place in that group. For example, if Lev gets 2 more games and gets up to 7 and wins 7-5, then Opi will need to beat Rov at least 9-3, which I don't think Rov will drop 3 sniper games.
Yeah. Rov is, of course, the best sniper in the game, according to Rov, probably. So.
And some other people, including most of the community.
Yeah. Rov is almost certainly one of the best snipers in the game, so losing 3 spy game is definitely not in Rov's book.
If I recall if I recall correctly, Rov has not lost a single sniper game yet in the Summer Cup, so that's where he's at currently.
Lev, unfortunately, meanwhile, does not get the fingerprint on the briefcase. The action test was a little bit too hard there. 33% on the flirt, however, and a delegate in pocket, surely I don't remember. And the seduction target leaves on us. Oh no.
Yes. Something, we're the wrong spy for this ST, something, okay. But we're just not gonna, yeah, sorry, I had to do it. But we're just gonna leave, because that conversation's useless now.
And we're gonna delegate to Duke, pick up the briefcase immediately afterwards, trying to maybe find a briefcase, and also trying to get suspicion lower, because surely we can't delegate if we have a briefcase in hand. Unfortunately, we are delegating to a double agent, be it a suspected one or a real one.
It is the real one.
We are attempting to flirt, but Queen naturally knows that we are not general and refuses our advances yet again. So, Seduce, probably not a mission that's gonna end up getting completed. The delegate has not taken, I think.
Yep, the timer expired, which is very unfortunate. And we are now in a big time crunch with only 33% flirt with a minute and a half left. So we're gonna have to get, stuff done.
A lot of things you can do to be explosive on Aquarium. Going to the bar will be a start. 67% on the flirt as we finally track down Queen, and she finally does not leave immediately. And we just take the list directly. OP, of course, noticing that, highlighting us, and the lowlights are off as well.
Yeah, I don't know if we were trying to frame anyone specifically, or are we just taking because we only have like a minute left and no mission completes. But we aren't dead yet, so...
Have a drink in hand means that we need to find the 4th mission somewhere. It can't really be the inspect or the swap. OP is shifting on us. We're surely dead here as soon as we do anything that's even remotely close to completing any missions. 67% on the flirt, and we still don't have the 4th. I think Lev has lost this game.
But this is Aquarium. You might get a win. 98% flirt. I take that back. We're not getting a win. Yep, we're definitely not getting a win because we're shot. Yeah.
If you get shot, you do not win the game. Who would have known?
Well, unless you're the sniper, but nobody cares about the sniper.
The sniper doesn't get shot, to be fair. Either way, OpiWrites starting to mount a little bit of a comeback here. 3-5, and as we all know, Courtyard is a spy favorite venue, so naturally picking up Alice and hoping for a win to continue the snowball. Let's see how he will do it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yep, Alice definitely one of the better spy picks, probably the best, but we're just gonna go right next to Disney and Green Flirt, and there you go. Wonderful.
Green test's one of the best tests to accomplish for this spy, if not the best test. Of course, this is entirely subjective, but I find it is slightly easier to complete missions when you are able to green. which OP has this ability in spades.
Yep, green tests are indeed one of the tests of all time. We're gonna go next to the DA. I'm assuming we're eyeing up for a contact here, and it's not a bad one. We lose Smallman, who's at statues, but otherwise no one else important.
Losing
also
Smallman
Troy.
is always a bad omen, though.
Banana bread.
You don't want to get Smallman loaded. And Disney leaves the conversation immediately after that banana bread is uttered. Unfortunately, they did not have a DA next to them, but still a pretty suspicious thing to do.
Yeah, and we're gonna get a green flirt for 91%, which isn't that bad since Disney came to us. And then immediately leave and chase after Disney again, I assume? Yep.
Window flirt, a pretty respectable window flirt at that. I don't think that's necessarily would have been tracked by Lev here. We do, of course, need to finish 2 more missions, one of which is apparently going to be a Purloin, as we request. It's a white test.
Oh. I should also mention we did have a safety off on Tex, who is the ambassador, so I think Clev has a suspect, but I'm not sure if it is Opie.
I mean, ambassadors do a lot of suspicious things. The list is gone. The list is gone. I don't think that there has been any reaction by Lev just yet. We are, of course, having a drink in hand, which puts us up in the list of people who could have Purloined, probably.
Yeah. But there's still no lowlights from this Purloin, so I'm not sure how on top of it Lev is. He might just...
No reaction at all.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, OP gulps. We will need to go to the statues and finish inspects probably in the next 39 seconds to end this game on a win. Another shift on Tex. This ambassador is definitely looking pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone's gonna bug, it's clearly the ambassador. He can bug from anyone. We are going not into inspect. We're just gonna go into an innocent conversation. Not sure what the plan is here.
The timer is slowly running down. The fake banana bread, and we're gonna leave afterwards. But Lev apparently knowing more than he lets on, and just shooting OpiWrites there and then.
Yeah, not sure what the plan was from OP. I assume just a crash bug, but I don't think that would have worked anyhow.
Well, Lev now at 6 points, I believe, which guarantees a tie here and does not help too much. Rov now can just tie OP in the live match later today and win the game, which, knowing Rov's playstyle, is a pretty likely outcome. That said, Lev can still get that extra game to ruin OP's life even harder. Let's see if this Courtyard spy game will be the one, as Disney is chosen in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yep. Disney, of course, one of the faster spies in the game. It's going to take bug path, not bugging, which we are Disney, so probably a good choice. But we're just going to sit in this mostly innocent conversation. We have the DA in here. But actually, this is not a bad contact.
For everyone new to the game, Disney's bug is presumed to be bad because arguably, well, anecdotally, his hands are larger, so you could see the animation in the trailers.
Banana bread.
We are talking and we are getting highlight before the banana bread actually happens. Wait, what?
What?
I think that was a double talk. I think we have was a double talk. That's what happened.
Oh, okay. Good catch by Opie if that's correct.
Well, that's one hell of a way to die. As we go to our seduction target.
Yeah. Yep. Disney, of course, can only talk once along with everyone else. So double talk is clearly illegal. So if we were caught on that, good job by Opie. But we're going to get a 51% flirt with Teal Mom, Jasmine. Not Jasmine. Who Jennifer. That's what you call her.
Jennifer's one.
Yep.
That's how one of the players
There's a bug,
group,
yep.
actually, Shimuni calls her. But a bug happens, a shot happens as well. OP is clearly on top of that. And this very out of the blue highlight, just straight up annihilates Lev in this spy game. And we're off to the last venue.
Opie needs to sweep this venue to tie, I believe. Which I don't know the stakes off the top of my head for that, but if anyone can sweep a venue, it's probably Opie.
And if there's a venue to sweep, it's probably pub. Let's see how Alice will do it in 3, 2, 1, playing it. We have seen Alice as a spy already, at least twice this set, and there's a time ad, as one does on pub. Let's see
Something.
if...
Yeah, something. Alice meta. Which I agree with. Alice is very good, probably the best spy in the game. And we get a green flirt to
Wait,
match
you
with the
said
green
that
time.
already. And
Word?
it's noticed, but it's noticed too late. We're low-lighting everyone not in the pub, but unfortunately that affects the spy as well. Oh no. Well, I mean,
No. Oh well. I mean, I guess this looks like a game that Opie's gonna win unless Love realizes their mistake. But even then, this looks like a nice, really nice game from Opie. Good time, man.
there is still a chance that OP will not be able to finish things in time, and well, this pub does not have a lot of time to complete missions on. And maybe, just maybe, Lev will just hold, resulting in a
And the end of red.
timeout, putting Lev as the winner of this match and OP up against the wall.
This is Opie we're talking about. There's about 0 chance there's going to be a timeout. We also get a nice bug here, standing bug. It's not seen because we're low lit. And
we're also behind that lantern. That lantern is the most incidental cover ever, and it strikes with a vengeance in this particular game. Not that we were looking there anyway, but...
And we're going next to XT. I assume we can just flirt and win. If we hit a green, we do. And we're in mission 1 countdown, and I do not see any possible way we get shot here. And we don't. Opie wins.
I see a way we get shot here, it just does not involve intelligent sniper play, which I presume Lev Sniper is pre-intelligent. I have just some amount of respect. So, to know that they will not randomly shoot a low light throughout the game. Either way, one last game, one game more. We do have Green Dress, chosen as our last spy of the day. No, not of the day, the day is just starting, of the game, of the match.
Yep. This isn't even the last cast today, so yeah.
Ooh, there's a lot of SpyParty on display today, but either way, let's get through this game first and we can talk about whatever is happening later. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yep. Yep, we have Irish as the spy, as you have already said. And Lev needs to win this to secure a win, and Opie needs to win it to secure a tie. So Lev is already in a nice position, but we'll have to see if they can be in an even nicer one.
I believe you are a little bit more competitive than I am. What is Green Dress's place in the meta standings? Because I think I've seen her a bit.
I've seen people put Irish is pretty high and pretty low. I think I have her as directly in the middle of everyone, but I'd have to check my ranking.
Not the worst position to be in if you're trying not to be suspicious for the last game of the day. We have a print on the drink, which is a green test, so even less reason for OP to suspect that we have it. However, there's only 100 seconds on the clock or so, and I'm a little bit wary about Ambassador's ability to leave prints around.
Yeah.
We miss a pad. That is noticed. That is unfortunate. That probably gets a shot outright.
Yeah, I think. Yep, and we're shot. Yep.
A nice start of the game, but a little bit of an error. A very egregious error if you're looking for it, and Opie, as a good sniper does, is looking for it. So, fortunately, Lev is not able to seek the landing, and OP will bring it back to a tie, meaning that OP just needs a win against Rov to secure first in this group.
You say just needs a win, but that's still a hard win against Rov.
Look, it's just a win against Rov. It can't be that hard. surely.
You sure about that one? It's Rav. Rav is the best sniper in the game.